So my name is Cydney and I work for Locum Life Recruitment as a senior consultant, and I'm based in Thailand. Absolutely it has, yes. So at Locum Life we specialise in a few different areas of recruitment. So we basically are supplying locum doctors to regional and rural areas across Australia. So we've seen a huge increased demand for emergency doctors for these specialised like COVID clinics. So there's been a lot of increased demand for that. It's just caused a lot of disruption because if you can imagine, getting these doctors out to very rural and remote areas in Australia can be tricky at the best of times. So it requires a lot of these sort of regional airlines getting people out there, and they've all been cancelled. All of these airlines are going bust, so we're trying to find ways to get these doctors to the hospitals. So it's just caused a lot of disruption. Biggest challenge, well, I mean, for me personally, because I'm starting a new job. It's 2 months into a new role, and like any new job, when you start, it's hard to kind of get your head around it. But I feel like with all this disruption that's been taking place, I haven't been able to see what this job truly should be like in normal circumstances. So it's been hard to kind of navigate through that. But at the moment, more than anything, people are relying on existing relationships, as you can probably appreciate, especially in the world of recruitment. In the commercial world, there are so many relationships that have been built over years and years of really, hard work and just time and effort. And then there's me coming in, starting completely new, fresh, with not knowing anyone, and trying to have some credibility with these doctors, with the hospitals, to actually be able to do my job, which can be a little bit tricky. So I think one of the biggest challenges probably just those trying to cut through existing relationships. And in my desk specifically, working with psychiatrists, we've seen it's been a little bit slower on the job front for the demand for psychiatrists. As I was saying earlier, there's been a huge increase for ED doctors and GPs, that kind of thing. So it's sort of slowed at the minute on the psychiatry space, but I think that'll definitely pick up over the coming months because there's definitely going to be a need for that. I think for us and for Locum Life as a business, the way that their company is structured, everyone works remotely. So in terms of like any changes with the pandemic, it hasn't changed massively in the way people are working. So we all stay very connected through the likes of like Google Hangouts. We use G Suite a lot. There's also, we have like monthly catch-up calls with everyone. There's lots of different forums that we use to kind of stay connected to people. So I suppose in that sense, that hasn't really changed so much for us. think I think I've learned that probably I'm more resilient than I give myself credit for, because it's been a pretty trying time for everyone and having to stay inside a lot. And I've also realized that I'm someone who really craves to be outside and to do things with my life, whereas before, when you kind of you don't have it being taken away from you, I'd be quite happy to sit at home and do nothing and sleep in and not really have to think about what I'm doing. But because it's taken away from you, it's always that sense of you want what you can't have. And so I think for me at the moment, because in my personal experience, I've been learning a new job pretty much throughout the whole time we've been in isolation. So it can feel at times like all I've been doing is working. because there's not really much else to do. But I'm trying to see that as a bit of a positive, and at the same time trying not to overwork myself and get burnt out. But I think it's great that I've got this extra time that I can use into actually learning the job more in the extra time that I've got. And so I hope that when this is all over, I'm going to be an expert in my field, and all the hard work that I'm putting in now in terms of trying to build my relationships with the doctors will really kind of come to fruition once everything is back to normal. Because, you know, it takes a long time to build relationships with people and actually build up that credibility, and to, you know, for people just to trust you. So I think all that extra time and effort that I'm putting into doing that now will hopefully, you know, be a positive at the end of all this. So it's a bit of a weird one at the minute, because that's still evolving for me. So one of the main reasons why I did this, and I, you know, decided to move from Australia to Thailand, was because I've always been very interested in my brother's lifestyle, working remotely and having the flexibility to kind of, you know, do what you want as long as you put in the time and the effort to get the work done. You have that flexibility to, you know, 2 o'clock in the afternoon say, right, I'm done for the day, and then go off to the beach and kind of put it to bed. But at the minute, as I was saying, because it's just all I feel like I'm doing is working, it's hard to really separate the two. So currently I kind of feel like it's all just morphed into one, and my relationship with work has just been, you know, just constant, really. And the whole reason why I've chosen this life is because I wanted to have that flexibility and the freedom around it. So I kind of see at the end of this that I'll get that desired lifestyle. But at the minute, the way that it's played out, I just, you know, I could be anywhere in the world right now, because there's not really much else I can do. It's just working all the time, non-stop. You can't shut off from it.